It took an hour to read those jury instructions the first time. What were you thinking when the jury came back and asked to hear some of them again? What do you glean from that?
Well, first of all, it's not at all unusual. We're in this very sort of nail-biting period once the jury has gone out where questions come in and you think, is there a verdict? And it'll be happening, over the next few days. It's very interesting, the one you raised, though, Steph. They asked, apparently, we'll find out tomorrow at 9:30 if they really want this, but for the entire 55 pages, takes over an hour to read, and that Merchan not giving them the instructions. He would just have to read it again if they say, we want the entire thing. Why would they want all the instructions, including some really boring, generic ones up front? I'm not sure. So that one actually puzzled me more. The other request, I think, is more meaningful and portentous.
How much can we read into these questions, right? People love to make assumptions based on what outcome they're looking for in this trial. But take your feelings aside. When you heard about what the jury came back with, what did you think?
Well, I thought it was bad, for the most part, for Donald Trump. When the jury is starting from the beginning, where this is all born from the birth of this alleged conspiracy to promote the election, born at the 2015, I thought that's not a good thing. Why? Because you have David Pecker, who really is number one here, who really corroborates and pulls everything together. David Pecker is far more important, really, than even Michael Cohen. He's so valuable, other than the handwritten notes from Weisselberg. He is center to this case, because if you don't believe Michael Cohen, okay, but I've got David Pecker who's going to poke the holes or fill those holes to make this believable. So if I am the defense, I'm concerned, and maybe speculation, out of the gate, there's some people who are a little unsure, and there's people who say, no, listen, there's corroboration, and we know that you can't just convict on Michael Cohen, but here's that corroboration. It's David Pecker.
Every time I hear his name, I can't even believe at the center of this, it's too unbelievable. A guy named Pecker. Catherine, once, I can't, I'm so immature. Walk us through this process, thank you. When this material is reread, as Harry said, it likely will be, then what happens?
So a court reporter will come and read it, not the judge. It'll be a court reporter who will do the readback of the transcript. And after it's done, the judge will look at the jury, and that's it. And if you have any questions, he'll ask the jury, put it in a note. So there's never a jury raising a hand and having a conversation with the judge. And they will go back. And both sides, you look at the jury to see if anyone's sort of shaking their head like a particular line, which is meaningless. But you're convincing yourself, whether you're the defense or the prosecutor, I was right. That's what they wanted to hear. But that's what you do when you're waiting for the verdict. I was always superstitious as a prosecutor. When I got notes that I thought were good for me, I was cautiously optimistic. So I think this prosecution team are cautiously optimistic, because these notes, one would lead you to believe, are really good for the prosecution, because, as Jeremy said, they are highlighting, the conspiracy that was hatched at the August 2015 Trump Tower meeting. That's Josh Steinglass. He was the lead prosecutor. That's where he told them to focus. At that meeting, that's when the conspiracy to promote the election by unlawful means was hatched. And that's the testimony they asked for back, Mr. Pecker. And they also asked for Michael Cohen's testimony to see if it matched David Pecker's testimony. So that is good for the prosecution, we think.
So they're all on pins and needles, and Donald Trump himself doesn't get to sit in Trump Tower, doesn't get to go golfing, can't be typing away on his phone. He has to sit there, show up for these deliberations while the jury is in a sealed room. This has to be torture for him.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing him act out on social media, and we're seeing, look, Trump has historically thought that these indictments were good for him. He has played this as a political trial versus a real legal trial. He has made it candidate Trump and not defendant Trump. And this has really backfired for him, at least with the civil cases. We'll see for this. But, he definitely thinks that he can use this to an advantage. But in the end, he is just a criminal defendant like anyone else.
Reading tea leaves could also backfire on all of us. But I know you have noted, Harry, that there is one juror that some people think could be problematic for the prosecution. Why is that?
Well, as part of this process of going over everything, being maybe obsessive, prosecutors are. You remember, both sides took risks at the end of the jury selection process. They had to go with people that they would have if they had more peremptories tried to eliminate, but they didn't. So they start with one or two that they're worried about already. And yes, there is a couple people, but I have noticed one whose body language seems to suggest maybe a little bit arm's length from the others, whose attention seems a little less clear-eyed and vivid. But look, that's a standard feature for any jury trial, and especially at this point, you focus, is there the holdout? And can I just say one more quick thing?
But it only takes one.
It only takes one. And of course, and look, in a way, that's part of the system. I mean, he had to subject himself to the system. If he gets wins because of a holdout juror, it's a disaster politically. But the rule of law has had its way. Unanimity is part of it. He got everything and nothing more. That was good in and of itself. I just want to say the evidence, besides being about Cohen, focuses specifically on Trump. Trump is in the meeting. Right. And then there's the phone call that Pecker remembers.
I'm not
because he's there giving a presentation, the President of the United States on the phone. And during this phone call, the President of the United States says, deal with Cohen. He's my guy. So it totally corroborates in the mouth of Trump the role that Michael Cohen, and the DA says Michael Cohen played.
Jeremy, if you're Donald Trump's attorneys right now, sitting there with him minute after minute, hour by hour, what are you telling him?
I'm leaving, but I can't tell him. What am I telling him? I'm telling him that, there's two separate things.
Can you please pay me today, sir?
If I'm having that conversation, it's too late.
Yes.
No, what am I telling him? I'm telling him that this is a concern, this what was asked and what the readback's going to be. Hold on to it. I can't promise you what's going to happen here. We'll find out. Control yourself inside that courtroom. Though I don't think they're really controlling anything. I think Donald Trump is calling the shots. And that's the worst thing that's possible. At some point, I used this term before, you have to have some chutzpah. In this case, it's not Donald Trump. It's actually his attorney. He's standing up and saying, I'm the boss here. This is my house. This is my courtroom. This is my trench. You do what I tell you to do. Donald Trump doesn't operate that way.
God bless you. You know that's not happening.
Of course not. You didn't ask me that question.
That's true. Catherine, I know I'm asking you to make an educated guess between the three outcomes. Not guilty, guilty, hung jury. What do you think, based on what you've seen, is the most likely outcome? And is a hung jury a clear victory for Donald Trump?
Yeah, for a defense attorney, the next best thing to an acquittal is a hung jury. Because, yes, it will be possibly retried, but maybe it won't be. You hate to retry a case as a prosecutor because you got to bring the witnesses back, and this was a big deal.
And they know your playbook.
And they know the playbook. So that would be a very big victory. I do not think, they say it's easy to say it's not going to be not guilty. I don't think 12 jurors are going to say not guilty. I'll be shocked if that happens, but I don't think that's going to happen. I wouldn't be, I think all of the evidence leads to 12 jurors saying guilty on all counts. But I would not be shocked if there are jurors that we don't know who just say, I just can't go there. Or I can only go there for the checks that he signed, the 9 checks. But those ledger entries, those invoices, maybe not. And then you would have guilty on 9 counts or 11 counts because there are 11 checks, and then hung jury on others or not guilty on others. That also happens in cases where you have multiple counts. And I always said as a prosecutor, that's good. That means it's appeal proof because it shows that the jury was thinking and they were thoughtful. They said guilty on this, but not guilty on that. I think D.A. Bragg wants 34 counts guilty. I don't think he'll think it as a victory. But I think, it could end up that way. But if I was betting, I would say guilty.